Hello, tankers. This is Season 2 of Tank Coach. Here, you will learn about the vehicle types and their roles. Let's start with heavy tanks. These are the team's backbone and its reliable shield. Heavy tanks are the best vehicle type for newcomers because their armor and HP pool forgive mistakes. Playing heavy tanks will teach you how to absorb hits, fight for key positions, and trade hit points. Sometimes that's already enough for victory. Heavy tanks can vary greatly. Starting from Tier 6, they're conditionally divided into 4 subtypes called roles. Assault heavy tanks are usually the sturdiest vehicles. They typically choose one flank and push it to the end. They have the most armor and hit points. Assault heavies are effective in positional play on the front line, gradually breaking the enemy defense. Breakthrough heavy tanks boast a combination of armor and maneuverability. These vehicles often sacrifice some hit points for speed and a more aggressive playstyle. They're capable of both frontal attacks and flanking maneuvers. The role of a versatile heavy tank speaks for itself. These vehicles can be used in almost any situation. Versatile heavies often have good gun depression angles, allowing them to play from hull-down positions, exposing only their turrets. They might not be as sturdy as assault heavies or as maneuverable as breakthrough vehicles, but their balanced characteristics give them freedom of action. Support heavy tanks differ from other heavies the most. They're often equipped with autoloaders, dishing out a lot of damage in a short time. This makes them more of a fire support vehicle than the main striking force. However, they're still heavy tanks that should fight on the front line. As you can see, heavy tanks of different roles perform the same job but in different ways. No heavy tank in the game is designed for scouting or sniping from a bush. Tanks below Tier 6 don't have specific roles, but are generally played similarly to the subsequent vehicles in their branches. Now, let's equip vehicles for battle. Let's start with crew perks. For any heavy tank, the repairs perk comes first. Since you're fighting on the front line, your tracks will often be destroyed. This perk will accelerate their repair and increase your survivability. The practicality perk reduces the cooldown time of repair kits and first aid kits. Brothers in Arms is always useful for all types, including heavy tanks. Sound detection will alert you to enemy artillery fire in advance and reduce the effect of stun. Side by Side will boost tank characteristics if there are allied vehicles near you. We've named only several useful perks, so train them and experiment. Now about equipment. Improved hardening provides a bonus to tank and track HP in percentage terms, meaning heavies gain the most from it. A gun rammer is a must-have for all vehicles with cyclic guns. A turbocharger is an excellent choice for vehicles that don't have a high enough top or reverse speed. A vertical stabilizer allows you to hit targets more often without being fully aimed. Usually, you would select equipment from these 4 pieces, but if the vehicle is prone to fire and other failures, try using modified configuration. Improved ventilation will also be useful. Here, you have the choice and freedom to experiment. Everything is more or less the same for experimental equipment. Just mount an experimental analog instead of the regular hardening, stabilizer, or turbocharger. It's preferable to install the Level 3 version. Field modification is fine-tuning of an elite vehicle that can slightly improve some characteristics at the cost of the effectiveness of other ones. A quick tip for heavy tanks: mount lightweight suspension and sound insulation. Before going into battle, you need to study the armor of your heavy tank. Watch a video guide on YouTube, find the armor model on dedicated websites, or use the penetration indicator in training rooms with friends. You can even have a duel. So, your tank is equipped and combat ready. But what do? Where do you go? If your tank has good gun depression, head to a location where you can play from a hold-down position. This is usually uneven terrain or cover that you can hide your entire hull behind. Remember whether your sides are strong. Many heavies are capable of side scraping, which most vehicles of other types can't do effectively. Don't ignore this advantage. Low embankments, rocks, the wrecks of other vehicles, and side scraping. All these will let you hide your lower glacis. It's a vulnerable spot for most heavies. If you hide your hull, or at least its lower part, your chances of surviving the positional period of the battle will grow significantly. Some support heavy vehicles can't withstand hits at all, whether it's their turret or sides. In this case, wait until the enemy reloads or just trade hit points. Just make sure the trade is in your favor. Remember to use your hit points. If there's one low HP tank in front of you, forget about blocking damage and just finish it off. Check where other players in similar vehicles go. Memorize key positions. Keep an eye on the mini-map and score to attack and repeat promptly. Heavy tanks usually aren't the fastest, but they all can and must move. Movement is life, especially when you move from cover to cover, and not in the open field. And most importantly, reinforce all your theoretical knowledge with practice. Good luck on the battlefield.